One thing I've always said, and I'll continue to say, is that Nigeria's biggest problem is not corruption, but the apparent lack of accountability. Understand that in every country, corruption exists. But what really discourages it is a strong system of accountability, whether direct or indirect. When someone commits an act that violates the law and human conscience, authorities must ensure that the due process is followed, regardless of the person's status. They should either be brought to justice, or if falsely accused, those making those false allegations should face severe legal consequences. This very approach serves as a deterrent to discourage future misconduct. But when corruption goes unchecked and sentimental politics takes over, it continues to spread and accountability becomes a forgotten ideal. We have become a nation where serious, life-threatening and socially destructive cases are swept under the rug. And the worst part, everyone ignores the fact that we are ignoring them. Then later we'll turn around and complain about these same issues. Who do us? Now, this very Natasha Akpoti case with the Senate President Akpabio, involving Natasha accusing the Senate President of sexual misconduct, a serious allegation that should have demanded thorough investigation. But instead of looking into the evidence that she claimed to have, instead of following due process, instead of following scrutiny, she was simply suspended for 6 months. Immediately, in a hurry, no time. Now, in such case, if someone is actually truly innocent, the first step should have been investigate the matter, present the facts, use this as an opportunity to set an example that false accusation won't be tolerated. That way, the truth would be clear for everyone to see. But what happened? The process was skipped, the case was brushed aside, and the punishment was handed down without proper scrutiny. Why do we make things difficult for ourselves in this very country? The Senate President, just like the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, holds the position of the highest political authority. This office should not only wield power, but also set moral standards. Leaders should be the first to demand accountability, honestly, not avoid it pata-pata. If there is one place where due process and transparency should be sacred, it is within the highest institutions. But when those in leadership fail to uphold basic principles of fairness, it creates dangerous precedents. It sends a message that justice can be ignored when it's inconvenient. Now let's address an uncomfortable truth here. It is no secret that some women weaponize sexual assault allegations as a way to escape difficult situations or discredit men. However, that doesn't mean that sexual assault claims should be dismissed without proper investigation. Sexual violence is a serious issue that instills fear, causes stigma, and ruins life. So for the Senate to ignore Natasha Akpoti's allegations entirely and instead rush to suspend her raises serious concern, and I'm worried that nobody's actually looking towards the angle. What if she's actually telling the truth? What was an investigation not the first response? Is the goal to silence accusation rather than seeking justice? If we claim to be serious about fighting injustice, we cannot afford to ignore accusations without scrutiny. Where are even the voices of the women? The voices of the women that are always everywhere on Facebook, singing patriarchy, whatever you call it. Always at the forefront of fighting, feminists and all the rest of it. Now, somebody is out there crying, saying that she's been abused, suspended, without investigation. Where are you people? Matter of fact, the protest I saw in Abuja, I didn't see any woman there. It's always investing your time, investing your energy on baseless things. Where is your energy right now that Natasha Akpoti is actually calling on the women? Because she's actually calling on you. Now, we they still fight for her. Since this case started, I've been checking the content creators, I've been checking the writers doing justice to this very thing, and all still falls under the gender male. This should be a wake-up call, because if cases like this can be ignored today, what stops similar situations from happening to another person? This is not just about Natasha. It's about ensuring that a system that values fairness, accountability, and justice is restored. No sexual assault case should ever be swept under the carpet, whether it's done by ignoring the allegations or by punishing the accuser before an investigation. Suspending Natasha instead of addressing her claims only creates suspicion and weakens the credibility of the Senate President. If he's actually truly innocent, he has two powerful options. Prove it through proper legal channels, which would clear his name and strengthen his integrity, and also strengthen and solidify his political career. Number two, hold Natasha accountable if she's actually lying, ensuring that the false accusation doesn't go unpunished. Either way, rushing to suspend her only makes it seem like there is something to hide. If truly we care about justice, we must demand accountability from everyone, victims, accused persons, and those in power. Anything less than that is a failure of leadership.